Anything is possible. It started with a dream. Our passion made a difference and built a family. We've grown strong together. You know it's all because everybody plays a part in doing what we love. You can bet it doesn't matter where you go.
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Donna Gray and I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. What I wanted to do today is I wanted to bring you a fun project using our brand new in colours that will be coming in our new catalogue on the 3rd of June. So the reason why I wanted to show you how I was making these cards today is that I have a special in colour club. So I'll tell you some details as we get crafting. So let's get down to crafting. Okay, so these are our 5 new in colors that we have. We have Cinnamon Spice, we have Magenta Madness, Just Jade, Misty Moonlight, and Bumblebee are our 5 new in colors. So what happens is every year Stampin' Up bring us a brand new set of in colors that we have for 2 years. So it's super exciting, and we get to enjoy these gorgeous in colors for 2 whole years. So these are our brand new in colors that are coming in our brand new catalog. So they'll be available from 2020 right through to 2022. So what I wanted to let you know is I'm going to make a batch of cards that are going to go with my in color club. So the in color club, I'm going to make 5 cards all in each color. Sorry, 1 card all in each 5 colors. So I wanted to let you know about my in color club. So we have these gorgeous note cards and envelopes. So you can see they come in every single color. They've got this gorgeous border around, ready to go. They're scored, ready to go, that we can fold in half, ready to make our card. So they're super fun, and they've got beautiful matching envelopes as well. So how cute are these? Look at the gorgeous dotted envelope inserts. Well, it's actually not, it's printed on the envelopes. So you have 1 for each of the cards that we have in there. So you get 2 of each color in this set. So what I'm actually going to explain to you is, with my in color club and how it works, is that you collect everything that goes in 1 color each month. So you collect the ink pad, you collect the Stampin' Right marker, the re-inker, there's blends duos, you'll collect that. You'll collect the cardstock that is matching. You'll get 4 sheets of cardstock, so that will give you 8 card bases. You will also get a roll of ribbon, so you're going to get a whole roll of ribbon. I normally split the ribbon up, but this year I'm going to give you a whole roll of ribbon because we want to use the ribbon, and you know me, I love my ribbon. You get there's only 4 sets of duo blends in the in colors. I don't think we have 1 for Bumblebee because I'm sure that like Daffodil Delight is fairly close to the color of Bumblebee. So I'm sure it's Bumblebee that you don't, but you'll have 4 months of collecting the duos blends. Well, instead of the month that you're going to collect the color that doesn't have the blends, I'm going to give you a full pack of these cards. And so you'll get 10 card bases and 10 envelopes in place of the duo blend pack that we don't have in that color. So these are like $19.95 for the pack. So you're actually getting this $19.95 value instead of paying $15.50 for the blends. So you'll still be paying $15.50 for the blends, but you'll be actually getting this card pack. So I'm actually giving you the extra price on top. I'm actually giving it to you for free. And you will also get a pack of the gorgeous epoxy shapes. And for the life of me, I can't find mine at the moment to be able to show you, but we have some gorgeous epoxy shapes that match with all of our in colors as well. I had them out this morning crafting with them, and now I actually can't find them, but that's what you'll be getting. So what I wanted to do is show you, I'm making 5 cards, and I'll show you my sample card, what I'm making. And I've done a few things ahead of time. And there's a couple of, I'm going to put a couple of little sprigs on here that's going to go on here as well. So that's actually going to go on there. And that's going to be the finished card. So absolutely stunning, but you can see how lovely it is to be able to make some of these gorgeous in-colored cards. So I've actually done a lot of the work beforehand to save a bit of time, but I'm going to start with the Magenta Madness so you can see actually from the beginning to the end how I actually did these cards. So I've taken the Magenta Madness card base here. I'm going to use my bone folder and make sure we've got that creased really nicely. Now you're going to need a piece of copy paper or something to go on your desk to protect your surface. We're going to go over it with our embossing buddy because I'm going to use Versamark, okay, for doing this. So we're going to go over it with the embossing buddy. The embossing buddy is like a pillow that's filled with powder. We sell this at the moment up until the end of May. I'm not sure whether they have any left, but we won't be keeping it in our new catalogue. So if you haven't got an embossing buddy, I do suggest that you either jump onto my online store and see if you can find one, see if they're still in stock, they haven't sold out, or if not, you'll have to buy one from elsewhere, or you can use talcum powder. You can make a little embossing buddy if you use just some talcum powder. What it does is it stops the static on your card. It removes any oily fingerprints that might be on your card to make sure that the Versamark, the embossing powder doesn't stick to anywhere where we don't want it to. So I'm using just this smaller sunflower, and I'm just going to randomly stamp around the edge of this card, and I'm turning my stamp different ways so that we're getting a different look with that flower. So I'm just actually stamping that outside border edge so that we can get a little bit of interest happening on this card. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my white embossing powder. So that was using our Versamark ink, and we sell this in our online store. It's a clear sticky ink that then allows our embossing powder, and we also sell the embossing powders in the online store as well. And it allows our embossing powders to stick to that sticky ink. So you'll see when I tap this off, you can see that it's sticking to that ink where I've stamped. So we're just going to shake that embossing powder over where we've stamped, being careful not to touch where we've stamped. So I'm holding on to that bottom part of the card so that I'm not touching it with my fingers. Oops. And we're just going to make sure that we flip the excess off to make sure that we've got no embossing powder where we don't need it. All right, so I'm just going to pop that embossing powder back into my jar. Okay. And I'm going to bring in the heat tool, and I'm going to heat that and melt that embossing powder into the Versamark ink. Now, normally what I do is I heat from underneath. So I'm heating my embossing tool up first, making sure that I get good heat before I start, and then I hold it underneath. The reason why I hold it underneath is the heat will actually make your card, so there you can see that going white and creamy. The heat will actually make your card curl up a little bit. So I like the card to curl downwards. So that's why I like to heat from underneath, and it's personal choice. Like, honestly, you can heat from above if you wish, whatever works best for you. I just prefer to do it from underneath. Plus it doesn't blow around any of your embossing powder anywhere. It then heats from underneath and melts it. So you get a really good embossed image. So we're just going to go around all that edge and heat all of that. But isn't that awesome to see those flowers just turning white? And you'll see that with heat embossing that you can see how it's going white and clear. white and smooth. So what actually happens is it at first with embossing, it goes bubbly, and then you'll find that it will actually go smooth and creamy. When it goes smooth and creamy, you know you've heated it enough. Don't overheat your embossing, because if you overheat your embossing, you can tend to burn your embossing powder, scorch it. Okay, and these two here on that fold mark there, we're going to get that done. And then just finish off by going over the top and making sure that you've got them all, every bit of the embossing done. But doesn't that just look stunning? It's taken a plain card and just made it look even more special. All right, so I'm going to fold that over once again and make sure that I've got that creased nicely with my embossing folder. Sorry, with my bone folder. So we have that. Now, what I've actually done, and you'll see here with my sample, I've actually got some designer series paper that is in behind here. So that would be part of your in color kit. Sorry, words are not being easy to come by today. You probably don't understand, but when you get to videos, it's funny. Your brain just starts to go to mush, and things that you know the words to seem to disappear on you when you've got a video camera happening. Okay, so I'm going to use the spotty side, and I've cut that at 4 inches this way by 3 inches, and it fits really nicely into that dotted outline edge there. So I'm going to do that with all of the other colors. So I'm going to bring in, I've heat embossed all of these. So I'm going to bring that in, and I'm going to pop that layer on. So the designer series paper, as I said, will be part of your in color club. So you will get 8 sheets. So it's got spots and it's got like a texture on one side. It also has a wood plank style. I actually don't have it. Oh, I do here. So this is the other style. So that comes in all of the colors. So we get that wood grain look as well as the typed, it's like a typed text. Okay, so I'm going to bring in, this is the Just Jade. So I'm going to bring in that piece. Pop that onto my embossed layer. So I've pre-embossed these all ahead of time just to save a little bit of time. And we have the cinnamon cider. And we'll grab that piece of designer series paper. And we'll turn that over and pop that on there. So we have those all lined up like that. So I've also gone ahead of time and I've cut out these gorgeous sunflowers out of Whisper White. And I've also cut out the solid sunflowers in all of those 4 colors. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to take my piercing tool. There's just a couple of little dots that we haven't got out of those. So I do apologize. This will take me a little bit of time. I popped all the other bits out, but I forgot about these little tiny dots. And you want to get these dots out because it then shows the color of your in color in behind. It then shows through these little dots. So it is really important that you actually poke those little dots out, because you want to see that gorgeous color shining through your beautiful sunflower. Okay, so we've got those done. So I do apologize for that. Okay, so with that, I'm actually just going to pop a bit of Tombow just around on that circle part on the middle. I'm not actually going to worry about it being all glued down, and I don't actually mind if it's not going exactly the way the sunflower is. So I'm not marrying them up totally exactly the way they should be. What I'm actually doing is just popping it on there, just randomly popping it on there so that you've got the solid sunflower in behind, and then you've also got the intricate die cut piece on top. So we'll do that with all 4 colors. And our in colors are super, super fun. These are beautiful colors. They're very different compared to our other in colors that left. They've got a, they're sort of bright, but they've got like a softer tone to them, if you can understand what I mean. They have the brightness, but they've just, I don't know, a little bit different to our last in colors that are leaving us. So the in colors that are leaving us are our lovely lipstick, our pineapple punch, grapefruit grove, call me clover, and blueberry bushel are the ones that will be leaving us, and these ones now will be taking the place of those. And we still have our other in colors, which is our, and there's only actually 4 in that range, which is our pretty peacock, seaside spray, rococo rose, and terracotta tile, which are fantastic in colors as well. We will still have them for 12 months. These ones will be around for 2 years. So we get lots of time to play with them. But an in color club is great. You can collect all 5 colors, everything in each color per month. And at the end of the 5 months, you will have every color and everything that goes with it, which is fantastic. So we have 1 more of those to go. And I do apologize, I haven't poked those little bits out of this one either. But it doesn't take long. You just, with your pokey tool, if you don't have a take your pick tool, it is what they call the Swiss Army knife of crafting, which it is true. Like a Swiss Army knife, if anyone knows what a Swiss Army knife is, it means that it has everything that opens and shuts and anything that you would need in a pocket knife. And we call our take your pick tool the Swiss Army knife of crafting because it is great. It has this end, it has a spatula end, it also has the putty end. It also can screw off, and we have another attachment that you can pop a brush on for getting all your intricate pieces out of your die cuts. And it also has a stylus end that you can pop in there as well, so for your scoring as well. So honestly, it does absolutely anything that you need to be done. The putty end is fantastic for picking up sequins, for picking up rhinestones. It is fantastic for that. So it is a tool that is a must-have in your craft room. So there we have 4 of our sunflowers ready to go. So I'm just going to, with some dimensionals, I'm going to pop some dimensionals on the back of those 4 flowers. And it's really fun doing a production line like this as well. So I did my bumblebee flower just as my sample, and then I thought I will make them the other 4 colors the same as my bumblebee one. So we'll pop about 4 dimensionals on the back of our big sunflower. And you may be saying, but you've got green sunflowers and you've got blue sunflowers and cinnamon cider sunflowers, and that's okay because it's crafting. We can have our flowers any color we might like. All right, so I'm just going to pop that one on there. So look at that. How awesome does that look? So we'll grab our Just Jade, and our Just Jade, it has a bit of a special thing for me. My eldest daughter's name is Jade, so I actually like the fact that we have a color that has been named after my daughter. Just kidding. I can say that anyway. I can say to her, guess what? We have a color named after you. So we've got that one there. Then we've got the Misty Moonlight, which is beautiful. So Misty Moonlight. And then we'll pop that one on there. Sorry, I've got a few messages dinging on my phone here. And last but not least, we have our Magenta Madness. And this color is so super, super bright. It's like, I would call it a lolly pink. Like it's just really, really, and it's very different to our lovely lipstick. Our lovely lipstick was a lot darker in tone. Okay, so we've got our sunflowers done, so we'll pop that aside. Now I'm going to bring in, I've got a piece of our Misty Moonlight, and I'm just going to grab my scrap piece of paper, and I'll grab my embossing buddy again, and I'm going to emboss this, and I've got the sentiment that says thanks a bunch. All right, so I'm going to bring in my Versamark ink again, and I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to stamp that down onto there. And once again, we're going to bring in our white embossing powder and sprinkle that with the white embossing powder and pick it up. And I've spilt white embossing powder everywhere again. And then I'll pop that aside. Pop the lid on my Versamark so I don't get embossing powder in my Versamark ink. And then we'll just tip that back into our container and pop that aside. All right. Oh. All right, so then I'm going to bring in the heat tool once again. We'll heat that up and we'll emboss that sentiment. So I always like to heat that heat tool up before bringing it to the cardstock. And you'll see this sentiment turn. There we go, it's starting to turn. Can you see that starting to go beautiful and white? So as I said, wait until it bubbles and then you'll find it will smooth out. Once it smooths out, you know that you have heated it enough. And it's up to you if you want to finish it off just on top. Make sure you've got it all. And there we have thanks a bunch for our sentiment layer. So I'm going to, with that, I'm going to bring in my little baby trimmer and I'm going to trim that off just to the length that we need it. So probably about there. No, I might do it a bit longer because I need it to go in under that sunflower a bit. All right, about there. That looks cute, and I've actually done the other colors all ahead of time, so we've got those all ready to go. All right, so now I'm going to, with these Whisper White pieces, I'm going to pop those in underneath. All right. All right, I'm going to have to rob these ones. I've only got enough for 4 cards, not 5. So I'm going to have to rob those 2 out of there and I'll pop some on that later. All right, so I'm just going to take some glue dots and I'm going to pop a glue dot on under that one. Now be careful, these are quite delicate, these die cuts. So pop it on the glue dot, take it off, and with your pick tool, you can pop that in underneath where you want it to be. So that one, and we'll do the single one. So I'll pop them all onto some glue dots here. So we've got that one, another single one, another double one, single one, and a double one. These glue dots are fantastic for doing this. So we'll take off that double one there and we'll pop a double one in under here. So just in like that and then pop it down. This double one, we'll pop that one onto the cinnamon cider one in there. And pop, whoops, in under there, that's it, and pop it down. And our Magenta Madness, we'll pop it in under there, just like that, and pop it down. Okay, so we'll go back through now with our single ones and we'll pop that off. Might pop it down there. There, that looks cute. All right, another single one. In under there. And another one. I feel like I'm missing one. I am. How am I missing one? Pop it in under there. It's got to be here somewhere. It has to be. There. There. Missing. Not on the floor. That's okay. I will go back later and pop them on. All right, so then with this I'm going to take my sentiment and that's just going to sit in there, and I'm going to glue that down just with my liquid glue. And slide that in there like that. Okay. And we have our Just Jade one. We'll slide that in there like that. We have our Cinnamon Cider one. And we'll slide him in just under there and stick it down like that. And our Magenta Madness one. Like so. All right. And then I'm going to grab my ribbons and I'm going to tie some bows for my ribbons. Okay, so I'm going to grab our Magenta Madness ribbon. I'm going to tie a quick bow. Like that. Grab my scissors. Okay, and then with a glue dot, I will pop a glue dot on the back and pop that just there. Oh. And then I'll grab my Cinnamon Cider and we'll tie a bow for that one. So when you're tying your bow, you just make a little loop, wrap it around, making sure that you don't twist the ribbon, and then you just pop the other loop through. Simple as that. A lot of people ask me, how do you tie bows? You make it look so easy. And I think it just comes with practice. I think it just comes with just doing that same process over and over again. And it just seems to get easier and easier each time you have to do it. So we'll just pop that one into a glue dot and pop him on there. So that's card number 2. We'll grab our Just Jade and tie a bow. Like that. So if you're absolutely loving these colors and you were thinking about purchasing the in colors, but we were a little bit worried about the initial outlay, maybe my 5-month in color club might be for you, because you can collect 1 color per month. And the in color club is $57. You must live in Australia to be able to do it. $57 and per month, and you pay $8.95 postage, and that's for me to post everything out to you. And you get one of each thing each month with your cardstock, and I will give you a card kit to make one card every month using your brand new in color that you have. So I'll cut everything ready to go. I'll give you the design of how the card's going to be. So you will get to play with your in colors straight away as soon as you get your kit in the post. So if you're interested, you can go on over to my website, which is stampingwithdonnag.com, and you will find all of the details under the member club section. Now you will find those details down the bottom in the show more box down below. I will have a link to my website there. I will also have a link to the member club page. So if you just look down below and look at In Color Club and click on that link, it will take you to the page to show you all of the information. Now what you need to do is, if you're interested in doing it, you need to go over there, you need to register over on my website, and once you've submitted the form, I will actually send you an email with payment details of how to be able to make your first payment. So we'll be taking memberships now. You can actually join at any time, but the first shipment of these will be getting ordered on the 3rd of June, and fingers crossed our ink pads will be coming. If they're not, then that's totally okay. I will send you everything and the ink pads will follow, but they have said that they should be available in our brand new launching of our catalog. So hopefully you enjoyed that video showing you these 5 gorgeous in color cards, and if you want to be a part of my in color club, you know where to go. So thank you everyone, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye for now.
It's Stampin' Up and it's our way to love, live and share it today. To love, live and share it today. Just look around and you can see it's so much more than stamps and ink. It's more than just a card you see. It's part of you, a part of me. It's creative.